Beaver Pines. My name is Darcy Malesi, and I play Olivia Oil, Beaver Pines town matriarch and mayoral candidate. Now, I'm here hosting today because our usual production assistant is out with an unfortunate case of alcohol-induced amnesia. So here I am. Anyway, very glad to see all your lovely faces out there, especially because you are actually going to be part of the audience, as your voices will be heard all the way out in television land, in all the homes across the country. So it's really important that we're going to be able to hear you and that your voices are nicely warmed up. And I'm going to help you with that right now. Now, if you are a fan of Beaver Pines, you know that we often have shocking revelations in our episodes. So I'd like you now to use your imagination and pretend that you have just heard the most shocking revelation you've ever heard on the show. And at the count of 3, let's hear how you react. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. Excellent. Very, very good. All right, now, another thing that Beaver Pines is well known for is its romances, love triangles, and the like. So now, again, using your imagination, I'd like you to think of your 2 favorite characters falling in love and admitting it to each other for the very first time. At the count of 3, what am I going to hear? 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's so sweet. All right, and now, probably the favorite part of Beaver Pines for a lot of people are our villains, and there's no shortage of them. So now imagine that the very worst villain has just done the most dastardly deed you can imagine. At the count of 3, what are you going to say? 1, 2, 3. Boo! Oh, I think you are the best audience yet. So I want you to use that energy, and I would like to hear that throughout the show, your reaction, so the people at home can hear you too. All right. So there's a few announcements I need to make before we meet the cast. First of all, as again, probably you know, each episode that we do is sponsored by a different product. So I'd like you to remind the rest of the audience what that product is here tonight on this beautiful evening in 1960. What is the product sponsoring our show?
Spam.
Maraschino cherries.
Spam-flavored maraschino cherries. You do! Yeah. So, yes, a shout out to Spam-flavored maraschino cherries, who also provided the snacks for tonight. All right. Another thing I'd like you to know about is that we film 5 days a week, and that is a lot of lines for the actors to learn. And, well, to be honest, sometimes we forget. And so you may notice every once in a while we pick out a piece of paper and read from it, and that's just the actors getting a little help with our lines. So in case you're wondering, that's what's happening. Mostly we know our script, though. Okay, now without further ado, I am pleased to introduce you to the people of Beaver Pines. And I'll have you step forward, say your name, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Maurice Jackson, World War II Army veteran, struggling to reintegrate in society.
Matthew, known as Maddie, the town homosexual, and his twin sister, long lost, Madison.
Rusty Connor, ex-con, 25 years for murder. Just want to be liked.
Mayor Rutherford R.J. Johnson, 2-term mayor of Beaver Pines, running for a 3rd, consummate politician.
Jack, gang member with a terminal illness.
Violet Black, 3rd-time grieving widow.
desperately seeking her next victim, husband.
Dr. Robert Eastman, doctor of Beaver Pines, and a damn good one.
In our last episode of Beaver Pines, we left the town in shock at the demise of Kent Hartley Reed, the town hunk, who died at the hands of Violet's alter ego, V. Now, sit back, relax, and we'll see what happens as you enjoy this episode of Beaver Pines, brought to you by Spam flavored maraschino cherries. Wait, what happened?
His head has exploded.
Wait, are these brains? This isn't Ken's brains.
It's Kent's brains. What's left of him.
What happened? You can put it back together.
I can't. His head is gone. His head is gone.
No.
V,
Did I do this? Why are you calling me V?
you did this, but it was an accident. We were all under some crazy spell from the drug I gave you.
You did this?
No, it was an accident.
You did this?
No, no one did it. It's a freak of nature.
What are we gonna do?
Nothing.
What do you mean?
There's nothing we can do, V.
But what if they come after us? You have to do something. You have to do something.
The only thing I can think of is give you a different face and give myself a different face to surgery.
I like my face.
I like my face too.
Well, maybe you could poison the well or something and make everyone forget.
V, the past that you and I had before we moved into this town, we vowed never to bring that up again, and look at us now. The only thing to do now is try to redeem ourselves in some way.
Redeem ourselves. How can we do that?
Well, do people witness this? It wasn't just you. Madison was also involved.
She was?
You were doing a sorcerer battle, and he got in the crosswinds.
V can't resist a witch battle. Okay, we can handle this.
Listen.
No, not another shot.
Undo what I did. This will permanently remove V from your mind.
How can you be sure?
I can't. This will take a few minutes to take effect. In the meantime, I suggest we go to our separate homes and unwind.
Mayor Johnson, you're alive.
That's right, Rusty.
But we all thought you were dead. Jack shot you.
And you're one of Jack's inner circle, aren't you?
Well,
I see you repairing the roller's bikes all around your shop.
Mayor Johnson, where have you been these past couple of days? We all thought you were dead.
Rusty, let me tell you something, son. When a man's shot, he's got to repair himself.
Then you're all right.
When it rains, it's still a tickle in my guts.
But this means Jack isn't a murderer. This means he doesn't have to worry about being sent up for murder.
He's still getting in trouble for attempted, son.
Mayor, look, now's an opportunity to put all of that aside. Things have been crazy here in the past 2 days since you've been gone. Everyone's at everybody's throat. There's nothing but hatred and division, but we can move forward. We don't have to look behind anymore.
You see what happens while I'm gone? I leave the town and recoup for a little bit in my estate in the country, and the whole place goes to, well, I won't mind saying it, hell.
But that's all right. We can move forward, Mayor. Listen, I know Jack shot you, but he's a good kid. He just made a mistake. Why don't you look the other way and let it go?
You know why I came to you, Rusty? You know what Mayor Rutherford R.J. Johnson would deign to come down to Rusty's bike shop and spring himself forward like a poltergeist from the great beyond?
No, I don't.
I've lived in Beaver Pines my whole life.
Well, I know you have, Mayor.
Well, I'm a piner through and through, Rusty. And you have too. You know, when you were the captain of the debate team before your unfortunate incident that sent you upriver for 25 years, I looked up to you. I thought, there's a man who's got it made. When he's on stage, everyone's eyes are locked on him. Rusty, I don't mind telling you, you set my very feet on the path that would lead me to this mayorship. I was crushed when you went to the penal colony, or the penitentiary, whatever you call it around here. I was smoking. I felt like the hand of God himself had smacked me down from my hubris.
All right. Well, it's like I say, everybody has a new chance now, including you.
And you too, Rusty.
And me too.
How would you like to be my vice mayor? That's the thing.
Mayor.
Sure. We'll show that everybody does have a chance to turn around. That two old foes can come together. That somebody who works with the rollers can forgive past prejudices.
Mayor, the reason Jack shot you is because you threatened to put his brother in the loony bin just because he's a homosexual.
Who hasn't threatened a homosexual once in a while? This is 1959.
That's the problem, Mayor. You stand for everything I don't believe in.
All right, Rusty. What do you need?
I need you to let Jack get away with having shot you. Don't press charges.
I just said that I would let bygones be bygones.
You will?
Yeah, that's why I'm here. I want you to broker the truce. Make it seem like I'm forgiving. That I'm a mayor who can be looked upon as someone who has grace and understanding that these things happen when you're living in a town of different people and different ideas. Mayor Rutherford R.J. Johnson. He's your man for forgiveness.
Oh, Maddie. I see you're roaming around these old alleyways again.
I'm kind of scared to go anywhere else these days. Everything that's been going on. I mean,
I get that. You must be going through so much. Your best friend is lying headless in a cemetery. Your brother has a terminal case of, I forget the name of the thing, but it ends with ice.
granolitis.
Son, you've been through hell and back. You need to lean on someone. You can't just throw yourself into your old vices and hope to come out the other end unscathed. Trust me.
But my vices are the only place I have any comfort now.
That's what I'm saying. Lean on someone. Lean on me. I know you haven't had a good relationship with your parents, seeing how they're
Phobic.
right. I thought they were dead. I wasn't sure. I wanted to come back.
I don't speak about them much, so sometimes I give off the wrong signal.
No, I mean, I totally get why you would want to do that. Well, you would want to separate yourself from them. But I always thought of you as let me say, a son.
Maurice, I appreciate this offer a lot, but
Offer?
well, you know what I mean.
Sure.
But something came to my attention about, a sister of mine
Yes.
who you've...
I didn't know she was your sister.
We look a little alike.
She was wearing a veil.
You had sex with her.
Yes, she continued wearing the veil even. Maddie, you can't let that sour our relationship. Plus, she's gone. She's missing. Ever since that night at the cemetery. I just hate to see you here throwing away your life. Trust me, I know about throwing away my life. I was out there on D-Day. Did I ever tell you about how I went to D-Day?
A couple of times.
And I see you making the same mistakes, just as a metaphor, rather than directly, because I know you're not a war veteran. And I hate to see that.
Well, do you have advice? I mean, I
do, son. I do. There's gold in them hills. Don't you see?
gold.
Yes. Your future, the hills of your future. There's gold there. And you're settling for bronze.
Well, the doctor said to drink more and smoke in moderation. That's the type of advice I get from you? After everything? Moderation?
Drink! God damn it.
Or my own drinks these days. Look, Robert. I hate to bring up why we originally came to Beaver Pines. But both of us have been trying to weasel our way into the mayorship. You through Olivia, me through poor Kent. We have to get into that office and find out where the gold is.
The gold in the hills?
Yes, the gold in the hills. That's why we've been here for, 20 years now?
I have a family, V. 3 kids. My wife and her twin sister with whom I was both having sex with.
Yes, you got to keep your family while I lost husband after husband, sacrificing everything for this mission.
Boo. I just hear complaints and anger. Everyone comes to me with their problems. My kid has a cold. My knee hurts. My husband's dead.
Oh, you really got the shit end of the stick.
I sure did, actually.
You got a family.
I'm leaving Beavertown. Beaver Pines.
You're leaving?
I'm going to leave.
Why?
What's here for me? My wife was abducted by aliens. My mistress was abducted by aliens.
What about your love, Olivia?
She doesn't love me back, goddammit.
I wonder why. You're so charming.
I can see that this relationship is dying too. We used to have something, V.
Oh.
But you wanted more.
I fell in love with Ronaldo.
Yeah, and look what I got him. Dead.
So, let's just call it straight. We both want to leave this town.
What are you gonna leave too?
We need to finish the mission, get the gold, and we can go back. Finally.
Fine, we'll do this. But make sure no one finds out about it. Especially Olivia.
All right, Rusty, so you're telling me that Beverly's in Mexico and there's been abductions left and right and Kent's head fell off last night?
See what I'm saying, Mayor? Things have been crazy around here. This truce between you and Jack is going to be the first step towards healing. He's the only other one who knows about this shed where the rollers used to have their headquarters, back where I was in charge. He said he'll meet us here.
All right.
Now, you promised me, Mayor, you're going to make nice with Jack and let that issue be water under the bridge.
You know what they always say about politics? They said politics is sissy, your Uncle Fred isn't your uncle.
If I had a nickel every time I heard that.
Because sometimes you have to lay in bed with your aunt, who's your nephew.
Thank God Jack is here.
Jack,
come in. Come on in, it's all right, Jack.
So you weren't lying, Rusty. He is alive.
Look, just come on in and make yourself comfortable. Let me pour you a drink. Close the door.
it takes a lot to put an old dog like me down, Jack. Before we get into this, I do have to know, where's my sister? Where's Crystal?
Your sister,
The
Crystal.
house is empty. Bud and Bud Jr. are gone.
There's a couple of things you need to know about Crystal. One thing is, nobody's seen her for the past day. The other thing is, she and I are in love.
I'm glad to hear it. Since her and Bud got divorced, she's been...
Bud's her son, Mayor.
That's Bud Light. Bud Junior's Light. He's a second.
Look, why don't we just keep our mind on what's important? You two have to come to a clearing of the ways.
All right, I'm a consummate politician. I'll forget about my sister, who I love very deeply, and who's now missing. Talk to you.
Rusty says that you're gonna forgive me. I swear I shot you right there in your heart. I don't know how you're alive.
Actually, my heart was relocated in a Russian prisoner of war camp after World War II.
It was a common procedure.
Wouldn't go over here, so I could have a false trap and store Allied information. Sewed that back up, though.
Okay. Well,
Well, go on, Jack. Tell him you're sorry that you shot him.
That's all right. He doesn't have to be sorry. He just has to be willing. Because that's what everybody says about politics, right? Sissy, your uncle isn't your uncle, it's Fred.
look, Rusty, I don't have much to lose these days. I mean, you know, I got that illness and it's pretty bad. I'm not gonna go bow down and kiss this guy's ass just because you want me to make nice.
Don't worry about it. You'll get better. They have medical science now. For God's sakes, if they could take a man's heart and put it in his thigh, they could fix you. But
I've got the best people up at the chateau.
You've got a lot to live for, Jack. But you just have to make sure that this is taken care of so you don't have to worry about it anymore.
You see, I need the roles. All your young votes count. You know, Olivia's really been coming on strong.
Just say you're sorry.
What about my brother? What about Maddie?
Forget about that now.
No, it's all right. As long as Maddie writes my campaign theme songs, we're good.
Olivia, I have some wonderful news. I am resigning as the campaign manager of your mayoral campaign.
How is that wonderful news?
Well, I have a new lease on life. Maurice reminded me about the gold in the hills. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it, I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna use it to get Jack some medical treatment, and then he'll be fine. And then everything will be fine.
Are you okay? I think maybe you're just grieving.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm gonna find the gold in the hills. It's exciting.
You're abandoning me. You're all I have left in this town. And now that the mayor is back, I'm no longer running unopposed.
But you have what it takes. Look, I put everything you need right here. All you need is to know that I will steal the child from the Sears Orc Mart or something around that size. If you just keep that in mind,
We can't steal any more children! It's wrong!
but they can go around in the whole town and whisper into people's ears and tell them to vote for you. I set it all up, you'll be fine.
Something's changed about you, Maddie. You were my family values campaign manager. You were going to write me the songs. At least tell me you'll still write my campaign song.
I'll write it to you from the hills. I'll sing it out into the world, but I just can't be here anymore. I'll admit it. I'm sad. My brother is dying. My best friend is dead. I gotta go. I gotta do something.
You're not really exuding sad. I
What do
think
you want me to do?
something's...
Break down in tears?
Well, it would be more appropriate. I mean, I wasn't going to tell you this, but... Doctor, please tell me she doesn't have amnesia. I think that's what it is. You just don't remember.
I remember very well.
You remember seeing Kent's brains sprawled across the ground? Do you really remember that?
Yes! Yes, I remember when my twin sister and V both came close to him and blew up his brain. I remember it great. I can't think about it anymore. So I'm gonna go and find some gold in the hills.
I think it's fool's gold, Maddie.
Jack, thank you for meeting me here, near the hills of gold. Alone. How's the disease?
It's not good, Maurice. You know, when Maddie and I were kids, we used to tumble down these hills. Those old stories about them being filled with gold. We'd dig up any loose hole we saw. I had dirt in my fingernails. One time, I got bit by a gopher.
I remember. Right before I was shipped off to Europe. You and Maddie were just innocent little scamps, scampering around. And you had a bright future ahead of you.
Yeah, I did.
And then what happened, son?
I joined the Rollers. I became a gang member.
Right.
That's what I did with my life.
And you know what? Maddie's always looked up to you. He's always seen you as the epitome of what it means to be a man.
What are you getting at here, Maurice?
Jack, I know you mean well, but you have to see that you're poisoning Maddie. You have to see that you're a bad influence on your brother.
What do you want me to do? Just keel over right now?
No, of course not. There's enough death in this town to last a lifetime. I just need you to disappear. It pains me to say it, Jack. I was there when you were born. I was volunteering as a nurse at the hospital at that time. And I love you like a son. But I also love Maddie. And I know when a branch in the tree is too rotten and needs to be pruned.
So you want me to just go off like a cat, find a little hole in the woods to die in, where no one's gonna hear from me anymore? Is that what's best?
You just go to a different town.
I've never lived anywhere else but Beaver Pines. You know, I was born here. You were there. I don't want to die here, at least.
Jack, don't make this more difficult than it has to be. For Maddie's own good, just leave.
came. Please. Can I get you a drink, a cigarette, cigar?
Yes. How do you smoke these?
Don't inhale all the way.
You know I'm desperate. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't.
I know, but I just want to tell you that I'm sorry for everything that's happened in this town. And I'm sorry for having had a hand in it. I have feelings for you.
Still,
Of course.
after I've been with you and rejected you and been with you again and rejected you again, you still have feelings for me?
It's called beta male.
I bet you're a male. Gosh, my sense of humor is coming back. I haven't laughed in 25 hours.
You know, even though my wife is somewhere in space, God, my 3 children are always at home alone with their nanny. I think about you.
I
Well, I
could
shouldn't
probably
think about
put
that.
some of those kids to work. Just saying, my campaign needs help.
The 2 older ones, absolutely. We'll do anything to help you. But I need to tell you something else. I'm not going to be in this town much longer.
What? You profess your love for me and now you leave? Like everybody else?
I want you to come with me. To hell with Beaver Pines.
Oh. Robert,
That's why I asked you to meet me here.
I love Beaver Pines.
So do
Look
I.
at those sparkling gold hills. I can't leave as much as I feel alone and
It's 24-karat chunk. And there's plenty more where that came from.
I guess you think that
Look. I've been mining since last night.
that must be $1 million worth of gold.
2,568,493.20.
You know, a lot could be done for this town with that money.
I don't want to do anything for this town. I want to leave it with you.
And then what?
And then we'll start anew with the kids.
Your wife will come back somehow. She'll come back from wherever she is. She might be a changed woman, but I know you.
I don't love her.
What?
It was a sham of a marriage. My whole life's a sham. I tell people to smoke cigarettes if they have heart problems.
But cigarettes are good for you. It's proven.
Damn it, you're right. But that still doesn't change the fact that I'm in love with you.
I'll go with you on one condition.
Anything.
You have to understand that I'm still in love with Maurice.
Damn it.
I'll have to be honest with you. If he walked in this very moment and professed his love and forgiveness for my cheating.
Well, that's not going to happen, Maurice.
Olive,
Maurice!
no, couldn't hold it a second longer. I love you. And I don't care what you and him have done in the past. And Mary,
Crystal? Is this Crystal? What are you doing in Crystal's house?
I was hoping Crystal would come back. You know, she and I are dating now. I have her key. I know it's a little soon for us to exchange keys, and I wasn't really sure it was the right thing to do. I mean, what if we were rushing into it too quickly, you know? But we had such a good first couple of days, and I thought, what the heck, sooner or later, a couple has to take a chance. Of course, if she doesn't love me back, then we'll be in that awkward situation of having to give the keys back, and that's always hard. Plus, I left a lot of stuff over here, and I have to figure out a way to get it back. But I think we really have a chance. You know what I'm talking about?
Who brought the meatloaf tonight?
Yeah,
I really could use some meatloaf. Oh my gosh, do you think this is the last thing she did before she disappeared? We have to investigate.
Well, now, hold on.
Look at this meatloaf. There's thumbprints in the meatloaf.
Okay, whose are they?
I don't know. I'm not a detective. I'm
Well-
hoping we can figure it out.
Maybe we ought to take that down to the...
That thumbprint fits that meatloaf print.
Wait a minute, don't answer that.
Crystal Light's phone.
We have a pistol, and if you want her back, it's gonna cost you.
Who is this?
I'll call again later for instructions.
Someone has Crystal.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I didn't do it. Of course my thumbprint was on the meatloaf. I was here helping her make it.
So you were the last person to see
Who
her?
was that on the phone?
Some random person saying that they're going to call back with instructions.
Well, why are you blaming me then if that person did it?
Why am I blaming you?
Yes!
Maybe because you have, I don't know, a record? Crystal's phone.
Be at the cemetery tonight at midnight. Bring no one.
They want you to go to the cemetery tonight.
Me?
They said specifically the other person that's with you. Sorry, I don't make the rules.
Well, that's what it takes to save Crystal. Oh my God, I wish that would stop.
Crystal Light's phone.
Hello, we're trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. Have a moment to talk about it?
What did they say?
It's for you. I don't know.
What? You listen. 7 years.
Maddie,
No, like 100.
Jack, I'm telling you, it's gonna work. We just gotta find him. At the very top, there's a chest full of everything we'll ever need.
they're childhood stories, Maddie. There's no gold in those hills.
They look golden. Why not believe it?
Is that what you need? To believe in some childhood story that there's really gold in those hills? That the old miners in these towns, they stashed it away, what, 110 years ago?
Would that be so bad?
No, it'd be pretty good, huh? Be a good way to go out. Find some gold with my brother. You know what I'm not going to miss is this crummy apartment of mine.
I always thought it was kind of neat. I mean, it's yours, you know?
Maddie, do you think I'm a bad influence?
No. No, you're the best influence I've ever had. You're what keeps me going and makes me strong.
What about me being a gang member? And a drug dealer?
I mean, sure, you're not the cleanest influence, perhaps.
No. But I kept you straight, right? So to say. I didn't get you in this whole mess. I did it all to make money to protect you.
I know. Where's all this coming from?
Maurice told me I was a bad influence and I should skip town.
What? That's crazy. Skip town now.
Yeah, I don't know. He was being a little rational. He said, I gotta go propose, and he ran off. So, I don't know what to say other than, I want to be there for you, and in my last days, if you want to go on a damn treasure hunt and find some gold in the hills, then let's do it.
Jack, Maddie, are you in there? Jack, Maddie, let me in. It's Rusty. Maddie, Jack, listen, something's happened. Crystal, you know how she hasn't been seen for a little while?
Sure.
Well, it turns out she's been kidnapped. Somebody has her. They're holding her for ransom. They want me to meet them at the graveyard tonight.
How much money do they want?
They didn't even say. I don't know. They said I'll go to the graveyard and get more instructions. But listen, come here, please. This is important. I think Mayor Johnson has something to do with it.
What? But Crystal's his sister.
I know, but Mayor Johnson is ruthless. He'll stop at nothing in order to get his revenge on you, even though He acted as if it was all under the bridge now, but I don't think so.
Rusty, are you gonna pay the ransom, or are you just gonna go in there blind and see what happens?
I don't have any money, you know I don't. It's not like I've ever had the courage to go mining in Gold Hills.
Well, we have the rest of the day. Maddie, you think we could find that gold of yours?
I think it's worth trying.
Of course I will. I love you. Oh. I'm sorry, Robert.
What were you two just talking about?
He wanted to run away with me. And I told him. I said, Robert, I have to be honest with you. I'd love Maurice and Peter to walk in right now. Well, I'd be the happiest woman in the world, and I...
Well, what about my heart, damn it? Doesn't my love mean anything to you? The moments that we shared?
I'm sorry, but I don't love you, and I never have.
You hurt the woman.
No! Please, no! He's a wounded veteran! I hate you, Robert, I hate you!
It's all right. I lost my testicles in the war.
Is that what you want?
I don't care. He still has more balls than you.
Get out.
It's my office, damn it. You two get out.
Fine, let's go.
Mr. Mayor. Didn't expect to see you back in town.
Well, no one did. I made it that way. So you know what happens when Rutherford R.J. Johnson leaves the desk.
You know, I became very close with your sister while you were gone.
Where is my sister?
That I don't know, but I do have some information you may like to know.
Well, I do love a good scheme. Let's hear it.
Well, I don't know if it's a scheme, but it might prove to know where your sister is, and if I let you in on this little bit of information, maybe you can owe me a little bit of a favor.
Oh, a little tit for tat.
Mm-hmm.
A little tat for tit.
There you go.
A little tat tat tat.
There you go. You know I like
All of
tits
that.
and tats. Look, you know Rusty was having quite the affair with your sister when she disappeared. And I just happened to be at your home, or her home, your old home, and guess who I found there? Rusty. And guess what I found in the oven?
A meatloaf.
A meatloaf. And guess what was in the meatloaf?
A thumbprint.
How do you know this?
Well, you know, not all meatloafs are made the same way. Some people make their meatloafs withoat meat. So strange, I always thought, that's not meat.
I like wet bread.
Some people make their meatloafs with breadcrumbs. Again, not meat. I prefer all meat meatloaf with a little bit of parsley or Spam flavored maraschino. That's the ticket if you got it.
Well, some make their meatloaf with murder. And I happen to know that Rusty is going to be at the cemetery tonight.
Oh, no.
And it has something to do with your sister.
It's all about leverage. You see, I used to watch my sister make her famous meatloaf every Sunday morning. I could say that recipe from heart. And I shook Rusty's greasy hands at his bike shop. And I got a really good fingerprint on my hand. I know that man.
to it.
Why don't you help, Rusty?
I've got to be on the lookout.
All right. God, we've been at this for hours. We haven't found so much as dirt and rocks.
Don't give up. We can't give up. We need that money. I can't go to the graveyard tonight and not have anything to offer as ransom. Maddie.
I can't do it anymore. Maddie, come on. Get up. Come on. That's unbecoming of you. What's wrong?
This is ridiculous. What are we doing?
We're digging for your gold like you wanted.
No gold. There's no nothing.
Maddie, that isn't true. There's always gold in those hills, Maddie. There's always gold in the hills. Listen to me and listen good. Pour me a stiff one and keep 'em coming. That's right.
And now a word from our sponsors, fan-flavored maraschino cherries.
Hi, my name's Regina Theron, and I play Violet Black.
Hi, and I'm John Harrington. And of course, you know me as Mayor Rutherford, R.J. Johnson.
And you also know us as quite the couple off screen.
Honey, can I make you one of your favorite drinks?
I'm already on it, sweetheart. Do you like a Manhattan?
I love a Manhattan.
Oh, do you like a martini?
I do, but you know I like them dirty.
That's right. Have you ever tried a Mark-hattan?
Manhattan, don't be silly.
Yeah, it's quite the thing, you see. The key ingredient to a Mark-hattan is both savory and sweet.
Wait, don't tell me, let me try. Is that pork?
Why, yes, it is. It looks like a cherry, it tastes like swine. It's spam-flavored maraschino cherries.
What? So you're saying I'm getting double pork tonight?
Yes, you are. If you want to get lucky tonight too, fellas, try spam-flavored maraschino cherries.
And now enjoy a 15-minute intermission.
Pour me a stiff one and keep 'em coming. That's why I brought this elegant rolling ball. Now I know that things look grim. I know your heart's felt like it's been ripped out of your chest, thrown on the floor, and stepped on. I know that you're hovering near death. Keep 'em coming. But there's one thing I learned in prison, and that is there's always hope.
Rusty,
There's
I don't feel
always gold in those hills.
Rusty, I don't feel good.
Look, you're gonna be okay, Jack. Come here, boys. I know the two of you don't have a dad, and I know that I don't have a son. But I always looked at the two of you as like maybe you were my sons.
Rusty, can you stop monologuing and getting me to a hospital, please?
Are you all right?
No!
Jack! Jack!
He can't move. Go get Dr. Eastman. Go!
Mayor. Haven't seen you in a long time, Mayor. What happened to you? You used to be... you used to have hopes. You used to have dreams, and now look at you. All you care about is power.
Maurice, Mayor Rutherford R.J. Johnson cares about this town, too.
You used to.
I still do.
You and I used to volunteer as nurses when we were younger.
Maurice, I'm not some doe-eyed optimist that thinks the world gets made with puppies and candy canes and striped shirts. Your shirt's plain, but we used to wear those striped ones when we were candy caners. I forget the name of those nurses that were young.
Right.
They handed out the candy.
Yes, candy canners, you nailed
Candy
it.
striped?
Candy canners is what it is. Look, Rutherford, you why I'm here. I'm gonna marry Olive.
Maurice, we're brothers. We fought in D-Day together.
That's right.
You and I have spilled the same blood in the same mud.
That's right.
And you're gonna marry my opposition?
Yes, Rutherford. And not only that, the reason I came here is because I haven't forgotten our friendship. And obviously, we're brothers.
It's metaphorical. Of course, we're not actual brothers.
I don't think of this tattoo, the army tattoo, as metaphorical, friend. You are my brother, even if we don't share blood.
Well, a brother wouldn't stab his brother in the back by going and marrying his political opposition.
I want you to be my best man. What? Rutherford.
I must say, for the first time in quite a while, I'm taken aback.
Rutherford, you have to put aside all of this political mumbo-jumbo that has driven you for 20 years.
But Olivia wants to take over the mayorship. Can you imagine? Beaver Pines without me at its helm? A woman?
She would do just fine.
They can't even own a credit card.
You've been gone a while in Mexico, now they can.
Already?
Yes. Listen to me. We are friends, first and foremost. We lost our testicle.
That was just you, son. Sorry.
It's so painful.
I just lost the one.
Open the door, Robert.
Come in.
Oh,
Come
okay, come here.
in. Close the door.
It's okay.
She left me.
Yeah.
God. I never felt this way before.
Are you sure? Because remember when we first got here, you had your first wife that you cried about, then you had your second wife that you cried about.
This is different. She's not my wife. You know, every time I think about Olivia, the thought comes to my mind, how to get out of the draft at the induction center. See, before I was with...
So you've always been skipping out on missions.
Yes, before I was with the wife, well, wherever she is, I was drafted.
And you didn't go?
Of course not.
Well, no wonder why she's choosing Maurice. He's a veteran. He fought for this country.
Yeah, but no one knows that I dodged the draft, damn it.
So I have another secret of yours.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna blackmail me, tell the whole town I got nothing?
I'm not going to blackmail you, but I do want us to finish our mission. And despite what you think is real gold, this is fool's gold.
It can't be real. How do you know?
Fight it. Yeah, you just been through it. That doesn't happen with real gold. Look,
Just crumbles.
I have something on the mayor. I was at Crystal's house. There was a meatloaf, it was a whole thing. But I talked to the mayor, and he practically admitted it to me.
Admitted.
That he set it up with Crystal. I don't know why he would kidnap his own sister or set this up, but at midnight tonight at the cemetery, Rusty's gonna be there. And there's going to be somebody that, I don't know, he's gonna face, but I think we should go in secret.
Well, Rusty's coming over here. They're carrying Jack.
What?
Put him on the couch.
Oh no, did he get aroused again?
Missed it by that much!
Can I get some?
Get him on the couch.
Have a drink. It helps.
You were out there on the hills and you just collapsed.
I don't feel good, Doc.
That's
last
right.
week.
How many erections have you had, Jack?
Okay.
Are you having an erection right now?
Why is that relevant?
Just help me.
It's new. Listen, he's going to die in a second.
No.
But there is one way to save him.
How?
Someone's going to have to give half their heart. You, man, are you sure?
Anything.
Sit in this blue chair.
You're going to do the procedure right
He
now.
only has minutes to live. Maddie, I don't have time for any Novocaine or anesthesia. It's going to take a small portion of your heart. You will survive. I promise you this. But some of your memories will be transplanted into him. The heart holds memories.
So what do you say?
Once a brother, always a brother is what I said.
You willing to put all that aside and be my best man?
For you, I am. Once you've lost your manhood with someone, half your manhood for me.
Oh, man. For me.
I still think you're a real man.
Thank you, Ruther.
Man to man, I'll stand beside you.
Good. Good.
But you gotta convince her not to run for the mayorship, right? She's
What?
gotta be making your meatloafs or whatever women do these days.
Even through this, the happiest time of my life, all you can think about is your power and your schemes.
Maurice,
I thought I knew you.
hasn't this town flourished under my leadership? My steady guiding hand?
Sure.
I'm trying to make Beaver Pines great again.
You're trying to make Rutherford R.J. Johnson great again.
You're 2 minutes late.
They taught me that in prison. In prison, if you show up on time, they knife you. Who are you?
I'm Crystal's ex-husband.
Ex-husband? She never told me about an ex-husband.
Well, whatever she said or didn't say, here I am.
Where have you been all this time? What have you done with Crystal?
Me?
You called me and told me to meet you here.
I sure did. 'Cause
You told me there'd be instructions about getting her back.
she's dead.
No, she isn't. You have her.
I have her body. Listen, she came to me in distress. And she talked to me about you. She told me everything about you and how she felt for you. And how you felt for her. You had something with her, didn't you?
Yes, I love her.
I know. I loved her too.
What happened to
I
her?
cheated on her and she left me, goddammit.
Why is she dead?
I don't know.
What are you talking about? You listen to me. You creepy old man. You tell me what you know.
I didn't deserve that. She asked me to meet her at the motel lounge. When I walked into her room, she was lying on the bed, unresponsive. She had this note in her hand.
Well, if he is not my father, then who is?
You're the only person that I could have trusted in this town to reach out to.
Wait a minute.
Oh, it's all over town.
Well,
I mean, you did fire me because I was in love and he was in love. Well, his alter ego Martin was in love with me. Until you brought Maurice back to life. So you have him, and I'm still jobless.
I think you need to get over it.
Okay. Maybe we can get over it. You know, you don't have that much support for your mayorship around town.
I have no support.
I always supported you.
Until you slept with the man I love.
I didn't know you loved him, and he wasn't even Maurice. He was Martin.
What do you want from me? Do you want your job back?
I want my friend back.
Friend.
Yes, friend. After Ronaldo died, I didn't have anyone, and you were there.
Yes, I was.
And then you fired me for no reason. I had no reason? I had no idea that Martin was Maurice.
Okay. So you want your job back?
I want my friend back. And my job back.
I can't just be your friend right off the bat. I'm still angry about what you've done.
Come on. The baby can't be mine. I'm a long-term bachelor.
I'm sorry you're having trouble getting pregnant. I know that's really been a point of sorrow for you, and
It has. Every time I've had a husband, he dies before I get pregnant.
well, if I understand it right, he dies while you're trying to get pregnant. Maybe you should cool it a little bit.
I can't help it that they have weak hearts, and I have strong pelvic muscles.
Well, is it gonna work?
One second. Give me that blade there. And that stapler. Well done.
You don't need the stapler?
Jack, sit up. Put your shirt down. How do you feel, Jack?
I feel like you just cut open my chest.
You're alive!
30% of your heart is for Maddie. You're alive, you're gonna make it.
Maddie, you did that for me.
Of course I did.
Thank you, son. You saved my life. You saved my life, too.
You damn right I did.
How can we ever repay you?
Consider it paid. I feel partly responsible for the death of Kent Hartley Reed. And I want to redeem myself, and there you go.
Doc, is my heart still in the same place? I talked to the mayor, and he said you could put it wherever you want.
It is in the same place, but I can move it for you if you wish. Is there a particular place you want your heart, son?
You know, in my body's fine enough.
So everything that was wrong with your, other regions, that's all fine now?
You get as many erections as you need. It's cured.
Not too bad.
It was an experimental procedure that I took a chance. It was 50-50.
50-50.
That's right.
Are there any side effects I should be worried about? I mean, I got your heart in my body.
Sometimes you might have flashes of Maddie's memories, but that's really all I know.
Like any memory?
It can be any random memory.
Wait, Doc, are our memories stored in our hearts?
Partly.
I really
I don't
should.
know how it works fully, son. It's a mystery of medical science. But sometimes when you transplant an organ from someone else, you capture some of their characteristics, some of their personalities, and their memories. It's inexplicable.
All right.
Here.
Oh, yeah, that feels a little better. Thank you, Doc.
I'll let you two have a moment, and I'll go wash up.
I want to run and hug you real tight, but I think we'll both rip our stitches.
Maddie, I can't believe you did that for me. I almost feel bad.
Don't you dare.
You only have...
I got a whole 2/3 of a heart.
Okay, good. I can't do fractions. What does that mean for you? I mean, the rest of your life, you're not going to have a whole heart. And I
That's
took
not
it
my
from you.
brother. What do I care? Look, I was never anything without you. I don't know how to walk around the world without knowing that you were there to have my back. This is nothing compared to all the stuff you've given me.
Mayor, your sister is dead.
No.
I met with...
No, Crystal does this sometimes. She's always been a bit loopy. She just wanders off, and you find her in a Reno bar singing with a piano player, or maybe she's down in Louisiana cooking gumbo.
She's dead, Mayor. I met with her ex-husband.
Bud Franklin?
He gave me this note that she wrote and was clutching at her death.
Well, if he is not my father, then who is?
And if he's not her father, he's not yours either. Seems the high and mighty Rutherford Johannesburg Johnson isn't so high and mighty anymore, is he? That's some drink. Why don't you fess up, Mayor? You know everything that goes on in that family of yours. Who's your real father?
Pico J. Johnson.
That's a lie.
No. It's the truth. You come storming in here, all piss and vinegar, trying to put me on the spot when I have to deal with my dead sisters. Reality?
You're trying to hold on to the wealth and fame and status of the name, but I have this note, and I know for a fact that you're lying now.
If you want to sully your love's legacy, then you go on ahead. Crystal was adopted, Rusty. Folks don't take kindly to adopted children in Beaver Pines. You know that. Why, remember what happened to that Masterson boy?
Yeah.
Found out he was adopted and moved him on out to Gravity Falls.
That was a long way down.
Never heard from him again.
So, you're saying that she wasn't really your twin?
We were 10 years apart, and vastly different skin colors.
How did you two pull it off all these years?
Because despite the fact that she wasn't my sister by blood, not all families are blood related, Rusty. Sometimes the family is the family you make. And she and I were closer than any brother and sister, twins or not, who ever lived.
Then why would someone kill her over this? Why would someone kill her to keep her real father's name from coming to light?
You sure somebody killed her? We never told her she was adopted.
I don't understand.
She wasn't the brightest bulb on the Christmas tree.
Watch how you talk about her.
She's my sister, Rusty. I've known her my whole damn life. And you walk in here telling me how I should feel about her? Well, who the hell with you? I have more right to grieve her than anyone in this damn town.
More right to grieve her? You have no right to grieve nothing, Mayor. You don't care about another living soul except yourself. You never have and you never will.
That's an easy lie you get to tell yourself.
An easy lie. You were going to put Matty in a loony bin just for being who he is.
This isn't a goddamn stage play. This is real life. There's no black and white hats. There's no clear, bright line between good and evil. You make choices in the real world, Rusty. Choices that have impacts on real people. You want to shut down that factory that's polluting the river? All those people have to go home with empty cupboards. Those are choices, real choices. And we have to make them up here in the mayor's office, not some la-di-da fancy place that you live in.
Matty isn't a choice. He's a human being. And if you say one more thing, I swear I'll kill you myself.
Maddie? Maddie?
Jack, you all right?
Oh, I just had the strangest dream.
What's going on?
It was when we were kids, and I could see myself as if I was looking from your eyes. We were out in those hills. I was you, and you kept saying, "You're possessed by Satan." You remember that game we used to play? Possession? Where you were the priest, and I was the one who was possessed, and you kicked me down the hill, and I rolled.
That's the closest I figured I'd ever get to religion.
Well, Maddie, when I was looking through your eyes, I saw this hole in the ground by this big oak tree, and a little glint in the roots of the tree. It was gold, Maddie.
You mean it's really there?
If your memory in my heart serves me correct, yeah.
That whole memory's so fuzzy for me now, so I'll take your word for it, but... Well, you think if we could really find it, think maybe you could be done with the whole gang and criminal thing?
Maddie, we found that gold. We could do whatever we want. Come on, let's go.
You don't understand, Olivia. I could still see that spark in his eye when I asked him if he would be my best man. I know that Rutherford seems like a hard man. He seems like he's evil.
Do you know what he has done to our lovely town? He has shut women out.
You know how I told you that this was my best friend Johnny from the war?
Oh my God!
It's not! It is my best friend from the war. It's someone who saved my life. I could have lost more than my testicles that day.
You have my nemesis on your ass!
He is a good man. And I know that he was put in a difficult situation. He got into the mayorship to do some good, but he had to make some decisions. I had to make some decisions when I was in war. I didn't want to kill people.
I had to.
I know. So what are you saying?
I'm saying that he's not this person that the whole town paints him to be. Olivia?
Are you asking me to step down from running for mayor?
Olivia, it's not that simple. Just give him a chance. I know that he's still in there. Just drop out, please.
I can't believe you're asking me that. Go ahead and get the door.
Rutherford.
Mayor?
Olivia?
So, has Maurice talked to you about what he's asked me to do?
Yes, he has informed me of his intentions toward you.
No, I mean about dropping out of the race.
Just because I disagree with you on nearly every matter of policy does not mean that I find you an unimpressive person. I just happen to think vastly different things are what's right for Beaver Pines.
Particularly the women. Women should stay home and make meatloaf instead of maybe having the right to have a credit card.
This country's bicentennial is mere 16 years away. Women have had the vote for 40 of those years.
Ooh.
Less than 40.
And your point?
My point is I don't want to talk politics. I came here because family's not always the family that you're born into, that sometimes it's the family you make. And Maurice is my family, and if he wants me to stand by his side and support him in this union, then I will. That doesn't mean that I think Beaver Pines should be headed by a woman, but it does mean that I love him enough to put all that aside for you.
Do you love him enough to decline your mayorship?
Of course not. The people will decide the vision of Beaver Pines, and if they choose you, then I will abide by that.
Look at you. Look at both of you. We are sitting here discussing you joining me on my happiest day of my life and you marrying me, and all you can talk about is how either of you should step down from the position of power that you were placed in.
Maurice, I love you dearly, and I want to be with you, and I want to marry you, and I don't care who your best man is. I can accept you, Archie, but I have a greater good. The women of Beaver Pines need me. My God, they're being killed and abducted. They're having to go to Mexico City to get a credit card and an education.
I lost my left earlobe. And I did that all so that we can have these kinds of conversations.
You know, I would have lost everything, except I couldn't go to war.
Why do we have to keep meeting at the graveyard? Me and you.
It's the most private place I could imagine being. I got nothing.
Did you know Crystal was adopted?
Adopted?
She's not really part of the Johnson family. See, I thought at first that maybe that meant the mayor wasn't part of the family either. But now that I know she's adopted, it all makes sense. Don't you see? The father, Pico Johnson. He's the one who has everything at stake. If he found out that everyone knew one of his children was adopted, that would cast a shame and a pall on his whole family. You know what happens to adopted people around here.
Of course.
And you know what happens to families who are under the shadow of the shame of adoption.
Pico Johnson.
Pico Johnson.
I know exactly where to find him.
What's the matter? Oh my God!
So, maid of honor, best man.
Are we supposed to plan a soiree of sorts, or?
Looks like we'll be spending a little bit of time together.
I think maybe I might need some coaching on how to be more genteel. It seems my years in office has colored me a bit. I don't know.
So, I'm so sorry to hear about Crystal. You must be devastated.
Still reeling.
You know, we didn't finish our conversation the other day about the meatloaf.
Yes. I made an imprint of Rusty's thumb in the meatloaf using his greasy fingerprints as blueprint. It all seemed so trivial. Now I was gonna frame him and use it as leverage till my sister was found. She always ran off when we were children. He'd find her hunting
Funny enough,
armadillos in Texas, or
I have the meatloaf right here. Why don't you just go put your thumbprint right there? And yes, it's a little rotten. It's like 4 days old.
Rusty's thumbprint is too big for me. I molded it based on his imprint, his greasy fingerprint. Are you implying that I kidnapped and killed my own sister?
Of course not. Why would you do something like that? But why also would you frame Rusty? What do you have against him?
For leverage, because I need help beating Olivia and this. I swear all of you women are going to be the death of me.
Oh, come on, RJ. I know you have a heart somewhere.
That's not my heart, darling. What do you want, Violet? I swore that I'd put aside all this stuff for Maurice and Olivia. And we're supposed to be planning a soiree, tea cakes and champagne. And you come here accusing me. What do you want? What can I do for you?
I want to know what happened to my friend. She was the only friend that... Crystal's phone.
Oh, the mayor there?
Who is this?
Dr. Eastman.
Why are you asking for the mayor?
Word it has that he's been visiting you. At Crystal's place.
It's for you.
Hello? Mayor, Rusty's in my office right now. He's really distraught.
To hell with him.
That he says someone important died. He's too distraught he can't even talk on the phone with you.
All right.
I think you and Violet should come over.
To your office.
Yes, right now.
Violet and I. Why does she need to come? She's bothering me.
Well, she's with you right now, and I feel bad for interrupting your conversation.
Fine.
Library for hours yesterday, just looking at a whole bunch of maps and a bunch of really old, dusty books, and this looks about right, I think.
Oh, that's the stump. That's where the tree used to be.
Oh yeah. Remember, I used to stand on this thing and say I could see the whole world out from here.
It's a shame they cut that tree down, huh?
Yeah.
Dig around the roots, see if you can find anything.
Maybe we should have waited till long after the surgery.
I just got a little antsy.
Hey, Jack, you haven't been getting more of my memories, have you? Like, was that the last one, or? Just curious.
You know, I don't really know if they're memories or not. Do I? Maybe they're just random thoughts in my head. From your point of view, in the past.
Well, I figure I'll just tell you one now, and then, worst case, if it comes into your mind, you know, we'll have talked about it already, and you'll know.
Okay, what is it?
You see, before Madison left town, I found her, and we had a little conversation.
You found Madison? Your twin sister?
Yeah, it was weird. She was going a little crazy, but she felt really bad for trying to kill us and all that. So, anyway, you see, we got to talking, and, well, it's just that I mentioned in our conversation how maybe it was the case that my life would have been a little smoother and easier through the years if you hadn't been so much of a part of it. But I just want you to know that I don't really feel that way. I was just kind of talking, and
Maddie. Maddie. Look at that. There is gold in these hills after all.
It's been a long time since me and you had a drink at the bar, Maurice.
That's right. No better time than to celebrate.
Oh, I'll take this one.
That's matches the decor better.
You and I spent a good couple of Saturday nights here, huh?
That we did. We cut some rug. We hunted some hearts.
The first self-serve bar in the continental United States.
Thank you.
You know, Maurice, I'm sorry you haven't been so close lately, but you know the way things have been going.
I do know that. And I know I really haven't been there much for you after Crystal.
Crystal is exactly why I want to talk to you, Maurice.
You sound serious all of a sudden.
Crystal is dead. Her mysterious ex-husband told me.
Bud?
Yes. And just as we were having our second meeting, he was killed by a javelin in the back.
A javelin?
Yeah.
How long?
About 30 minutes ago.
No. How long was the javelin?
It was about 4 or 5 feet wide. What?
You know that regulation javelins are 6.5 feet.
Well, of course, what do you think I am, an idiot?
4.5 feet, there was only one person who was known who ever used javelins that were 4.5 feet.
Who?
Who killed Bud Franklin? Find out tomorrow in the next episode of Beaver Pines.
Thank you so much for being here. My name is Ken Adams. I'm the artistic director of Synergy Theater. Spontaneous Soap was conceived and directed by Lynn Shields. Original music and sound effects by Arostia Direction. We have so much going on here at Synergy Theater. Please allow me a moment to tell you about it. First of all, we have 3 more performances of this show, and we really continue the story every night. So come back tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday and continue the exploits of the denizens of Beaver Pines. Find out how it all wraps up on Sunday. We hope to see you again. If you have some friends out there, and I know you do, you're all nice people and you all have friends, bring them with you. Spread the word. Your word of mouth is our greatest form of advertising, and we appreciate it very much. If improvisation looks like fun, it is. If you're wondering if you could do it, you can. We teach classes. I teach them myself. We have beginning classes right here in Walnut Creek through the Arts and Rec Center, absolutely designed for people who have never been on stage a day in your life. It helps you get creative, make new friends, and laugh a lot. Come and take our next class in September. Registration opens on their website at the Arts and Rec Center on August 7th. They fill up quickly, so grab some information on the table out there and go ahead and take a class. We'd love to see you there. Finally, no, not finally. We're just getting started. Sit back. Next, you have seen Synergy Theater here at the Lesher Center for the Arts, but have you ever seen us perform an immersive murder mystery in a winery in Berkeley? No, you haven't, because we've never done it before, but we are doing it on Saturday, August 24th. Murder in the Winery. There's food, there's drinks, and there's murder. Come and check us out as we explore a whole new type of immersive theater experience. Murder in the Winery. Take a flyer on the way out. After that, we careen right into our 24-25 season. We start in October with Improvised Twilight Zone. Then we move into Improvised Law and Order. And then Improvised Dungeons and Dragons. And finally, Spontaneous Hitchcock. We have a fantastic season. Subscriptions and single tickets go on sale in just a week at the end of this month. Pop online to synergytheater.com, become a subscriber, and get 4 shows for the price of 3. It's the best deal in town. Finally, what am I forgetting? Am I forgetting anything?
No.
All right, yes, it's time for the raffle. Believe it or not, we have bars of soap. We do, right? Let's pretend we do. Let's say we do. So we're going to pick 3 suggestions that we used in the show tonight. If we read a suggestion that you wrote, thank you. If we read a suggestion that you wrote, jump up and shout out, "Holy moly, I wrote that!" And you get a bar of soap on the way out. All right, here we go. They don't do this in Fiddler on the Roof. All right. Who burnt the meatloaf tonight?
Holy moly, I won so.
All right, on your way out, grab a bar of soap. Thank you very much for your suggestion. Oh my goodness. I will steal the child from Sears Oak Mart, okay? Or something around that size. Who wrote that? Oh my goodness. Thank you very much. Grab a bar of soap on the way out. And finally, the doctor said to drink more, smoke in moderation. And who wrote that? All right, it doesn't matter. Whoever you are, go and grab a bar of soap at the end. And remember, everybody, drink more and smoke in moderation. If you want to say hello to one of your friends in the cast after the show, we'll be out by the backstage door. Thank you for being here. We love you. Good night.